and DUI. DUI, in my opinion, is really, really broad. You might think that DUI is drinking alcohol and then driving in a way that endangers other people. That could be DUI, but you don't have to be endangering anybody for a DUI, and you don't have to be drinking any alcohol. For starters, you can get a DUI from alcohol, you can get a DUI from marijuana, you can get a DUI from any drug, including stuff that your doctor prescribed prescriptions for you. Who knew you could get a DUI from a prescription drug, besides Jerry? You can get a DUI from over-the-counter medication, like Sudafed. You can get a DUI from sleeping pill. You can get a DUI from any drug. So you got to keep that in mind. It's really easy to get a DUI. If we're talking about, in the case of an illegal drug like marijuana, all they got to show is you're driving a motor vehicle and you got weed in your system. They don't care how you're driving. You might be driving perfectly fine. I want to make sure you understand this. If you're driving perfectly fine and you take all those games on the side of the road, the officer says, this guy did the best that I've ever seen, passed every one of my tests, wasn't impaired at all, drove perfectly fine, but they get a blood test or a urine test and it shows that you got a trace amount of THC in your system, which is from marijuana, the active ingredient from marijuana, a trace amount, you lose. Game over. You're guilty of DUI. Really easy. As to alcohol, all they got to show, they don't have to show you're at the legal limit. You do not have to be at the legal limit, which is 0.08. You do not need to be at the legal limit. You can be under the legal limit and yet still guilty of DUI. How does that happen? You ingested some alcohol and that alcohol impaired you. How much? Guess how much? Tell them, Jerry, how much?
Slightest degree.
To the slightest degree. And you know what the prosecutor's going to do in closing argument? They take a piece of paper, they say, ladies and gentlemen, slightest degree. This is the slightest degree. They do that. Was he impaired that much? It doesn't take much for a jury to convict you of DUI. I hope everybody understands that. This is why I don't drink any alcohol. And I ain't no prude, but I don't drink any alcohol at all. I don't taste it, I don't sample it, I don't want it near me, I don't want it on my breath, I don't want it in my car, I don't want it anywhere near me if I'm going to be driving my car. I'm not driving, someone else is driving, no problem. Drink as much as you like, don't care. Not trying to talk you out of drinking alcohol. That's your parents' job. You're dumb enough to start getting hooked on alcohol, that's your parents' job, that ain't my job. I'm here telling you the legal side of things. If you taste it, take Uber or a cab. Is that what it's called, Uber?
Yeah.
Love Uber. Take Uber. Do not get in your car and drive even if you tasted it. It's too